Hey YouTube, how's it going? Sorry I haven't posted lately. I've been doing a little bit of other ventures in video. I tried Twitch for a while, so I'm doing also Twitch and I'm doing YouTube. So yeah, I am out on a new adventure today. You're wondering what? I heard that. So it's going to be a little bit different, but also a little bit the same. I'm going camping. I got the teardrop behind me, and I am going to meet up with my brother actually tomorrow, and he's bringing a sandrail, dune buggy, sand car, whatever you want to call it, a 4-seater. Hopefully there'll be a spot for me for a couple rides. I don't know. We'll just have to see about that. Just leaving right now. Got a full tank of gas, got a full bin of groceries. Park ranger. I was browsing, there was a park ranger there. Never seen that before. Anyway, looking forward to a camping trip here and a little bit of fun on the side, a little excitement. Brought my GoPro this time. I should have brought my drone. Didn't bring my drone. I could turn around, but not gonna. A little mad. I should have brought my drone. That would have been cool. Alright, well anyway, enough of the drone stuff. Let's get on the road. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And looking forward to a crazy summer. Like I said, I'm doing YouTube and Twitch. I kind of focused this last few weeks on Twitch. Had a family emergency that kind of had to put my roots back at home for a little bit. Always have excitement like that. So, all right, well, I'll get on to the video. This is a very long intro. Sorry about that, but I'm heading down the road. All right, I have made it here. Single solo camper at this moment. Tomorrow will be a different story. And let's just show you where we are. And I was just setting up the latrine. Have the teardrop out, FJ here. You have seen me camp here before, but this time hopefully we'll get some sand car experience. And it's beautiful out. We camped here during the winter time and it was okay, but now it's beautiful. However, I was contemplating, like, if I had solar panel, which I do have two solar panels with me. I have a 30 watt and a 100 watt with me. But however, when you camp in an area like this, I have no way at this point. I know the sun's going to come up and touch here a little bit in the morning, but right now, nothing. Let's see, what time is it? It's almost 6 o'clock. I think about 7 o'clock is when it'll be dark, maybe 7:30. But right now, a solar panel is not going to charge at all. So luckily, everything is all charged. But just kind of thought about that. That is just not going to help me if I wanted to charge something and camp here. You can only camp in the morning time and charge. So you want to be sure to get up, I guess, with the sun and charge your stuff. Let's switch over. Anyway, I am working on one person putting this together, and I've actually only put this together a couple times, the latrine. It's like a little tent that's kind of tall and a changing space, you might say. But it's a little tricky by yourself. So I actually didn't look up any videos. I'm just going to wing it because usually my wife is here with me and camps with me. But I'm going to try doing the sides, putting those in the sides first, and then doing the other two. Hopefully this third leg that's just right here, and then it'll kind of stand on its own and then put that last one in. That's the goal, at least. So yeah, maybe I'll time-lapse this really quick for you so you don't have to watch the bare process, but we'll try it. All right, yep, that was quick and easy actually. It might even be easier than when my wife's holding it because she's only about 5 feet tall. So just doing the two sides, leaning it up against the teardrop, doing that third leg that's exposed, and then it kind of, with a tripod, kind of stands up, and then you can do that last leg, so we get a total of 4. And with the total of 4, voila. All right, I have a confession from last camping trip that we were actually at the beach. I think I did video that. Maybe I didn't. Can't remember. I must have. We did some four-wheeling on the dunes, but this time, like I said, it's going to hopefully be with a sand car. Let me switch this around here. Confession. So, it was a really windy day, and this took a little damage. If you look, this kind of ripped, and it wasn't from wind hitting it or anything like that. The actual back, I use a stick at the moment. I don't have the kitchen area done, which I've actually mentioned way too many times in my videos. Well, the wind actually grabbed it and flung it all the way, and it was only set to go, I don't know, halfway up really, and then the hinge actually gives out, which actually, instead of hurting the hinge, it actually did the best thing. I have a piece of 2x2 that goes this way. Well, it took that, which I think was actually a 2x4 that I cut in half. It actually unglued it from the top, and it pulled it and ripped it. So this took too much, and it was a big gust of wind. It was when we were on our way home, and I was stopping at a grocery store to get something. I can't remember what we were getting, but we were getting something. It ripped it off here too. So I'm gonna have to reseal this. This is definitely not cool, but that was from the last trip. Still doesn't leak or anything, but it's shut back down. I did already now. I have re-glued it in the back hinge, so it's reattached to the piece of foam, but I thought I would point that out. So when you have a big foam door, I need to actually build some sort of safety net that won't let a big gust of wind come ripping it all the way off or open, because it wasn't built to actually go all the way open like that. So let's see. Why don't we talk about how else it's holding up? I am still not done. I have a molding, rather large, like a fender type molding that's going to go on the side instead of this piece of wood, that chalk like on one side and one on the other, that kind of keeps it from going from side to side. And because it was winter time and it was bad outside, nothing would dry, it's going to be black, and it's going to go along there and kind of have some sort of design on it. I don't know what that is yet. That's why it's a little bit at the bottom here. It's not sealed because that's not even going to show, but haven't got to finishing that. But let's see here. It really was out in the winter weather. At one point I tried using a tarp on it, and I noticed it was bubbling up. Like, I think there's a bubble right. Well, actually, that might not be a bubble. I don't know what that is. Huh? Didn't think that was there. It's there now. It started getting water underneath it somehow when I had a tarp on it. It was getting moisture from the tarp being so close, and it was absorbing it. So I just plain took the tarp off, and it did so much better. These are some of the spots right here that I actually popped the water moisture out. That was trapped between the poor man's fiberglass and the tarp, and moisture was not escaping. So anyway, it did so much better just letting the elements hit it, and I can just hit another coat of paint on it, which I'm probably going to do anyway. But it actually, for the wintertime, held up pretty well. Also down here, I'm going to be working on this area and this area. I have special things that I'm planned for that. My little guy is kind of faded. It's kind of sad, but anyway, rock on, dude. Everything else held up so well. The windows, they didn't leak. We had some pretty massive storms, pretty big ice storms. The foam, it's still strong as can be. I can shake the whole trailer. Really strong. The inside, another cool thing. The actual inside did so well, even when I was camping in the winter time. The moisture, there was no moisture buildup. And maybe because it was so insulated, or I don't know. I was not designing it quite like that. I figured the moisture would build up. Even when I used the heater, I didn't get any moisture. And I was using a propane heater, a little one on low, and I had the windows open, so there was ventilation. And I don't have a roof vent. I just use the windows right now. I figure for springtime, I'm gonna get that hot for camping, and when we get to summertime, of course, that's gonna be a different story. I don't know if we're gonna take the teardrop, because I have a rooftop tent as well, and I think I'd rather take the rooftop tent in the summertime because it'll be a lot better temperature and whatnot. So yeah, got some four-wheelers going by. But that's the update on really how it handled over the winter. Oh, there's one more confession. I don't know if I did it on another video or not, but I'm going to do it again. So I had to remove, and I didn't finish this because it was so cold and I haven't done cleanup work. I had to remove the, let's see, it was a Wi-Fi / door unlock, which I thought was really cool, but it never lined up quite well and it didn't shut very well. This one is just a regular, I gotta get this tape off. I kept it from getting moisture underneath there on that wood because I couldn't paint because it was so cold. This is my first camping out when it's actually kind of nice. So I have this here. I'm going to be painting this wood that's underneath it. It's much stronger. It's an RV door latch, and now it actually clicks shut and it stays shut and it's easy to open. I was trying to be cool with that, and it's right, with NFC reader. It worked, but it didn't work great. So take note of that. You may not want to do that. You might just want to go old school. Mechanical seems to do the trick. I'm sure if I played with it more, I could get it to go, but it was such a small little area where it lined up, and it was never just shut like I kind of wanted to do. This actually shuts and locks, and it has a deadbolt. You can even stick out there. So yeah, I still have to finish the kitchen, and I've got some more touch-up work. It looks like this actually, a little bit of blue spray paint that I added to it over the wintertime had an issue. So anyway, there was no mold buildup. We had a lot of rain and whatnot. We're here in Oregon, so it's a little messy right at the moment. I do apologize. That's just kind of how I traveled with it. Got to put my porta potty still in the space, but yeah, that's it so far. I'll give you some more updates, and we're going to be doing more venturing on this episode. Probably, of course, build a campfire and chill by the campfire, and we'll talk to you probably then. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Welcome back. All right, I said the next time I'd see you with the campfire, but I decided to make the teardrop cleanup. I made my bed, cleaned up the kitchen a little bit. So now let me give you a proper tour. And again, I've said it 100 times, but I'm going to say it again. The kitchen's not done, but I do have it cleaned up. I simply use either this light or this light, and I just reflect it off this, and it is very bright. And I have a gas stove, I have a sink, and a cooler / refrigerator because it's 12 volt and it can cool down. But I simply freeze 2 liters of water, put them in there, and you're good to go. And I have a little storage up there, but I'm going to be adding more storage in these areas here. I just, again, the winter was so cold, nothing would dry, so I had to give up on that. So between my wife and I, we have a thing for butterflies, and I was just so fortunate to find something with butterflies on it. That's our outdoor carpet. And nice blankets and pillows, cozy. And I'm testing for the first time the new Goal Zero. It's a lithium-ion battery. I also have my Rock Pals that I normally bring. But, and I'm going to be watching some movies before bed. And just in case, I got actually a weather radio, and I might actually turn that on and see what the weather's supposed to be like, but I think it's supposed to be nice. I can also use the internet. So yeah, just a little update. I'm going to make some dinner. I'm not going to film that because you don't need to watch me make dinner this time. It's kind of boring. But can't wait to do the sand car, bring the GoPro. I got to actually charge those. I have battery power to charge that, so I'm going to charge the cameras that I have, the GoPros. I brought 2 different GoPros, and should be a fun day tomorrow. All right, good morning all. It's time for breakfast. We are gonna make my usual, which is breakfast burritos. Some wraps, some eggs, some sausage. That'll make you go pretty much all day long. Had a great night's sleep. The teardrop. I didn't bring a heater this time. Call me gutsy. Figure if I really got cold, I could have used the electric heater. set little space electric heater actually heats it up pretty well, but didn't need the electric heater. It always stayed, well, it got up to 67 last night when I was watching movies, because the TV generates a little bit of heat as well. And of course my body. But by the time I woke up when I had everything off, it was about 61 in there, and I was undercover, so sorry, turn on my eggs here. Get my spatula. So yeah, let's see what we got going on. I have a dual burner going on right at the moment. Sausage cooking there. I'm gonna be cooking my eggs right here. Well, I just want to say good morning. It was a great morning, and it's a beautiful, beautiful weather outside. Actually, at the moment, even have my solar panel out. I don't want to really put it in the sand, but I have it up on the top of the teardrop, collecting a little bit of sun. It's not doing great. I know it's probably only getting 10 watts, but that puts a little bit back in. It can still run for 10 hours, that battery says. So anyway, I'm gonna eat breakfast. Good morning, all. My hat's a little crooked. Let's fix that. I don't even know if that fixed it. Well, anyway. Well, I had to make a change. This is what I had to do. Had to put the solar panel down low to the ground, because kind of up on the top it was kind of shady and it wasn't collecting the right amount of power. So yeah, I have it set like that. It's 100 watt Rock Pals power, and it's charging my battery right now, even though I actually have 2 lithium ion batteries that'll last me for 20 hours, and I'm not going to use 20 hours of power of TV. That's TV. Lights, it'll go forever. I think it said 99 hours. But anyway, the sun is definitely out. Beautiful. It'll only be able to do this for a couple hours, I would imagine. Then the angle's going to be totally wrong. But I thought while I could, I might as well collect some power. Just had a nice breakfast. I'm actually going to make one more breakfast burrito when I made this change. Haven't quite got the solar figured out. I think I need a little longer cable. I'm going to have a little fire a little bit later too. Well, anyway, just checking in. Take care. Okay, it's time for another little bit of tip time. And I know this might be obvious to some, but why not? Let's flip this around. All right, of course I use a little bit of dish soap. I bring a little bit of water to a boil. Matter of fact, that's plenty of a boil. Turn that off. And clean my pots usually. I've already got this one done. And then what I also like to do, the garbage can smell, but however, if you do some sort of like oranges, limes, or something like that as you eat them, you put the rinds in there and it gives it a better smell, so it doesn't smell so bad. So anyway, dish time done, boiling water. You also, when it's cold out, can hold the pot and you get your hands kind of warm. It works as a hand warmer. So if all else fails, your hands are really cold, just boil up some water, let it sit for a little bit, and then just touch the pot where you need to warm up your hands. Anyway, that's just a tip. All right, well, we got us a little bonfire going. Woo, shoo! And my brother is dodging me. He's out partying, celebrating Easter. This is the way to celebrate Easter in your own church in the open air. Happy Easter, everybody. Church of the open air. And got a little problem with the back of the buggy there, but we fixed it. We eliminated the problem. You just take the skid plate off. That works. It's customized now. So yeah, the adventure's gonna begin. Let's do this. I'm gonna go put a jacket on, and I'm gonna go grab the GoPro, and we're gonna hit some sand.
Alright, this is part 1 of this video. But be sure to watch part 2 where the adventure actually really begins. Yeah, some of these parts down here definitely have some involved with part 2. And then it went for a couple days. So if you really want to see how this adventure ends, be sure to watch part 2. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. I'd love to see you down the road in some of my videos. Thank you and take care, y'all.